welcome back. So first of all, I'm sorry for the delay of all my videos. I said originally that I wanted to do them once a week, but I got really busy within the first and the second video. So this is going to be video number 3 for our DCP for Dumbos. I haven't really been saying it much in my videos so far, but when I'm talking to people in person and like talking to other people who are new as cast members, I'm using all this lingo and acronyms and they're just like not really sure what that's about. So in the application process, there's 2 PIs and a WPI. One PI you could be talking about is phone interview, which is the third round of interviews of your application. And the other PI is if you are applying for a professional internship compared to the DCP, Disney College Program, obviously. If you are a CP, you are a college program. That's just how people say it. You just say like, oh, I'm a CP, even though translating it's like college program. I don't know. Here's whatever. College programmer, who knows? But we call ourselves CPs. And then compared to PI, you're doing a professional internship, and then WPI is the web-based interview. So those are just the little ones. I'm sure you've heard about those. In case you didn't know, that's what I'm talking about. Going into the roles, some roles you talk about CDS, everyone knows about ERs, you talk about extending, you talk about ADOs. It's like crazy talk, right? Like everyone, you're not really sure what they mean. Okay. So CDS is just like the computer program. Some roles use it, some don't. In my role last program, I was merchandise. So I did use the CDS. It's pretty much a place that's where you clock in and then you right away the little thing pops up and it gives you a task. And then there's different tasks. Each location is going to be different. It pretty much just sends you to where you're going, and then either you're going to kick someone out, like bump someone out as if like they're going off to a break, or they are going off, like they're just clocking off as well. So if you ever hear like the CDS, that's the thing that you will be using to clock in. Usually it's just a computer. Depending on where your location is, it's placed usually in a good spot that isn't too far away. ERs, early releases, amazing. If you want to go home early, you would apply like on the CDS for an ER. They're not always approved depending on, of course, how staffed they are at the location. And then opposite of ER is being extended for the day, which means you are lengthening your shift longer than you originally were. And you can approve for those too as well if you want to extend your time working there. And then going into the hub. The hub is the amazing website where it's cast member galore, pretty much. That's where you request days off. That is where you can switch shifts. That's where you learn about backstage magic things. That's where you learn about your discounts, certain discounts for different restaurants at the time, your guest passes if you looking at those. There's just so much information on the hub. It's an amazing place. You only have access to it as a cast member, so it will become your favorite place or your least favorite depending on how often you use it and if you don't like using it. When you are requesting days off and you get approved for it, and then it's an ADO approved day off. So a lot of people are wondering like, oh, because you hear that you can potentially get termed. Also, that's another term. I guess I can just say that. So termed is when you are terminated from your program. You are fired. You are out of here. You are kicked out. You're done, pretty much. So you don't want to get termed. No one wants to get termed. Just don't do it. I'll have another video explaining all different ways to avoid getting termed, as well as if it does happen. So that'll be another video about being termed. So if, like I was saying, a lot of people get nervous hearing like, oh, I requested a day off. Am I allowed to go into the parks or not? So if you are an ADO completely, it was already approved that you are off, you can do whatever you want. That means you can go to the parks. But if you call out, like if you're sick or a personal day and you end up going to the parks, that is a no-go. So ADOs, good, you can do whatever you want. Okay. And then another cast member thing that is talked about a little bit is cast connections. It's like a warehouse full of discounted merchandise pretty much, as well as there's also fresh produce there, which is awesome. Like I bought the biggest onions I've ever seen in my entire life for like 60 cents. It's crazy. And you can buy like milk in bulk and just a bunch of other things, pasta, whatever else. It's a great place to get some produce for cheap as a cast member. So to go in there, you have to be a cast member, or you can someone can bring you as a guest with their cast member ID. And there's also, so in the main part of the warehouse, it is discounted stuff, but sometimes it's the same amount as the parks, if not even a little bit more expensive. It just depends what item you're looking for. A lot of them are the same, but the winner for going to Cast Connection is there's another room inside of Cast Connection that is secret for only cast members. So if you're a guest being brought in, you cannot go in there. You have to show your cast member blue ID to get in. And then it is amazing in there. There are certain sales. Sometimes they have extra discount for things. They have sales for things in there. And pretty much it's just super discounted merchandise. And it's only for cast members because they're not show ready, and they're not things that they can sell to regular guests. So that leads me into what are IDs. We have 2 different IDs you talk about, as well as your passes. It gets a little bit confusing. So as a cast member, everyone gets a blue ID. It's just a nifty little card that has your partner on it, which is your cast member ID number, as well as regular cast members have a picture. Like if you're part-time, seasonal, full-time, you get the picture. You get the picture, get it? As a CP, you do not get the picture on your blue ID right away. I've heard if you do extend for another program, you do get to get a picture on it, so that is awesome. But CPs don't originally get the picture on the blue ID. And then we also have our main gate, and our main gate looks a little like this. It's going to be 2 different cards, so you got to keep both with you almost at all times. So the main gate is just your card to get you into the parks, which is completely different from the blue ID. The blue ID is what you need for discounts. Sometimes you'll need them for when you're at work. You'll need to slide the card for something, but main gates is just for self-admission into the parks. So you're just gonna tap your card onto the Mickey until he turns green, and then you're good to go. So this leads me into, instead of carrying the card with you, the main gate card with you all the time, you can get a magic band, and you can link your main gate to the magic band, and then there'll be a quick, easy way to get into the parks, as well as a lot of cast members are told, like, when you are in the parks and off the clock, they don't want you to necessarily like advertise that you are a cast member. So if you got one of those nifty little card holder things and it shows like your blue ID on the front of it, as well as like your main gate, some people tell you to turn it around because it's just, you're not on the clock, so it's not something to advertise that like, hey, I am a cast member. So an easy way especially is just to have your nifty little magic band, so you can tap everything on it. You can add your photo pass things on it. You can have like dining reservations on it, all that cool stuff. So definitely get a magic band if you would like one. It's like $13 I think for a plain colored one, and then 20 something for a design. So it's super handy, and you can have as many magic bands as you want. So you can change the colors depending on your mood or the day or event, whatever. So definitely have your main gate on your magic band. Some more things that cast members talk about is like West Clock, TTC, if you're talking about pack, stuff like that. So West Clock is just the like bus area of Magic Kingdom. That's like where you take the buses to get onto Magic Kingdom, and that is the parking lot that you park at as a cast member, and then you take the bus West Clock onto Magic Kingdom property, and it'll lead you to the tunnels. And that is at Disney University, which is where everyone has their training, CP or not. So that's fun. You will go to Disney University, as well as like that's where Traditions is. If you're taking any CP classes, it's going to be in the apartment complexes. And TTC is just the transportation center, which is where guests park at Magic Kingdom. That's the Magic Kingdom parking lot. And then you can take the bus, the ferry system, or the monorail to Magic Kingdom. And then if you do decide to take the monorail, you can even go to Epcot from it. So just some other terms that not just cast members use, but guests can use as well. Of course, they gotta go to the TTC. Then talking about PAC, when people are talking about certain rules, PAC is just like audience control, which is the people during parades, shows, and they're the ones with the lights, and they're like, keep moving, keep going. Pretty much it's just audience control. With Disney Look, good show, bad show is like the Disney point. I'm sure many of you guys know that you cannot use one finger, so you have to use two fingers, or you can use your whole hand when you're pointing to certain things or directing someone. You just gotta use the two fingers. Disney point. And then good show, obviously you gotta be in full Disney look. Like pretty much everyone who's working there, it's a production. You are a cast member, not an employee. Your costume is your uniform, and you gotta be in good look all the times while you're on stage, which is just anywhere guests can see. Backstage is behind the scenes of everywhere where guests cannot see, and so it's just gotta remember a good show on stage, Disney look, Disney point, all that stuff. If you have any questions or need any clarifications on anything, just let me know. And as always, if you guys have any recommendations or requests for my next DCP for Dumbos videos, let me know. I do have some lined up, like I said, but I can't think of everything, and I want these videos to be as helpful as possible to other people who are new to the DCP, and in general to just Disney and want to learn more about the program and cast member life. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So next up, I'll be talking about different roles that CPs can do in depth, about my interpretation of them based on my friends, roommates, all that stuff, and how they've enjoyed it and how I enjoyed my role. Hope you guys catch that later. Hopefully it'll be up within the next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!